Everyone, welcome back to Midwest DBS. If you like the content we're doing, like and subscribe. We're back here with Beer Can Guy with another deck profile. It's also known as AKA Rodney. We have a ss3 Bardock's crew deck we're going to go over. So go ahead, start.
Alright, so we start with ss3 Goku reboot. On the unawakened side, he has the permanent that you can't go above 6 energy, but when you swing with him, you can bottom deck a card and take a life and put it in your energy and rest mode.
Yep, so you bottom deck a card out of your hand.
And then...
How many times do you usually use that effect per game on average?
Usually just once.
Just once, yep.
Maybe twice, depending on if I go first or second.
Yep.
If I go first, then I only do it once. If I go second, then I... Sometimes we'll do it, depending on matchups. If it's a real aggro deck, you can only do it once. And sometimes you may not even do it at all. But when you awaken at 4 life, you draw 1 card, which is kind of meh. You know, I'd wish it drew 2 or untapped 1. But on the awakened side, same permanent. You can have 1/6 energy. When it attacks, it gets 5k and draws a card. And at the end of your turn, you untap 3 energy.
And if you have 6 energy, it gets 5k, right? It becomes a 20,000, something like that.
No, you just when it swings, it gets.
Just when it swings, okay. Yep, that's right.
It's the 5k.
Yep.
So it's
awakened side really good.
Yes.
Non-awakened side not so good.
Now we run 3 of this Bardock Unison, mainly because we're trying to search out for Bardock crew cards. When I've been playing a lot of blue lately. I like to run a 2-drop Unison and a 3-drop Unison.
Mm-hmm.
So this is really good for this deck to be able to search out the Bardock's crew.
Yep.
I run 4 of this Bardock, which this Bardock, I like to see it in hand early because you charge it. This card will always be charged.
Yep, that's just your energy.
You just want to charge it in your energy every time because you can evolve into this guy for 2 energy, and you can bring it out of your energy to evolve it. And then when this guy comes out, he draws a card, and at the end of the turn, takes the top card of your deck and puts it in your energy.
Yep, so it just replaces the energy you wasted.
Yes.
Yep.
Instead of playing this guy out for 2, and then evolving, you can just pay the 2 and get him out.
Yep.
So it's a really good play, and he's double strike, blocker, and then the turn you play it out, it restands itself at the end of the turn. So the turn you play it out, at the end of the turn, you restand it and take the top card of your deck and put it in your energy and rest mode. Then if you're awakened, you can trigger your leader and restand 3 energy.
The energy that you invested in evolving.
But that's key that you trigger, if you are awakened, you trigger him, then your leader, so that you can restand that energy. I also run 3 Borgos crewmates. It's a blue hate card, but I don't think blue, a lot of people are running blue.
So it's just mainly there for an evolved target and draws a card.
So it draws you a card, and it's hard to find cheap cards that you can play.
Are you set on this Borgos? Is there ever a chance you might play the other, was it Clash of Fates? Yeah, Clash of Fates Borgos. That's barrier 2, isn't that the one that stops energy? Yeah.
It's basic. It's similar.
Yeah. It just depends. You could run either or.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they're real close to the same thing. This was just handy.
Yep.
And this is the early version of this. I'm sure there's things that could be changed, and I would gladly like comments to know if there's something that you would change. And then I run 2 of this Borgos. Now this Borgos I like because it can restand this guy.
Okay. Yep.
I don't run it real heavy on the Borgos because he's not real strong. He does have barrier, so he is able to be protected. That is one weakness to this card, is it doesn't have barrier, so it's easily dealt with.
Yeah.
So the earlier you can get it out, the better.
Yep.
because you plus really hard on that if you get it out early. This though, you pay 1, you get this out. This is a good turn 1 play. And then turn 2, if you don't have the 5-drop, you can evolve that
for 1.
And then it's hard for him to deal with it. But potentially, you're able to, because of the ramp with leader, you could possibly be able to get both these out, depending on how everything plays out.
Yep.
I have done that a few times. And then we'll go, that's the Bardock crew stuff, which I run 13 targets for the Unison. I feel like possibly could go up on that, but the deck is so tight for space, it makes it, I don't know what I would take out to add more targets for the Unison, to make the Unison better. But it's still good. I run 3 baby Unison.
Yep.
This
classic staple.
This is a really good later game Unison. Like obviously you want to see the Bardock crew Unison early, about turn 3, maybe turn 4.
Yeah, because by then you're awakened, so you don't feel bad tapping out to play it, because you're just going to restand the energy.
Right, and you can, play it out. Maybe by turn 4 you should have 6 energy.
Mm-hmm.
You could even tap 6 because your leader is going to restand 3.
3 of them. Yep.
So it's always a nice option because you want to get baby up as quick as possible once you get him out for this guy.
For battering baby.
I feel like this is the best blue card in the format right now. It's just extremely strong because it has the counterplay ability or the counter ability. And when you play it, it draws you a card. It blows something up. Well, it doesn't really blow it up. It bounces it back to their hand, which is kind of situational. There's a lot of cards in the format you don't want to put back in your opponent's hand. But it has the ability to, and it doesn't have an energy stipulation on what you bounce. So if you do this skill and then on your opponent you pass turn, because you can do this skill, go ham with your leader.
Yep.
Because this Unison you can -5 give your leader 15k.
And double strike.
And
then your leader's additional 5k when he swings just because the leader.
So it makes this leader really strong on the awakened side. 35k double strike.
Yep.
Seems really good.
That's how I used it and backed it up with
But
baby.
that -5 activates where you can activate this card just by dropping 2 cards.
Mm-hmm.
And the way I built the deck is to try to draw a lot of cards.
Yeah.
So it feels really good when this goes off.
Yep. And it felt great when I did it.
I run 3 other counterplays. The trunks.
Yep. God Seal.
I had it at 4. I had to find space, and I felt like cutting this to 3 with the amount of cards. If the deck does what it's supposed to, hand destruction might hurt you a little bit, but other than that, you can draw enough cards that you'll see it at 3.
Yeah.
If they draw right.
And then the baby Unison +2 draw card.
Yep.
That's just
Keep your hand.
really good. I run 3 Intersecting Fates. This card I feel like is really strong in this deck because you get to see 2 cards for 1 energy, and then at the end of the turn it restands that energy. So it replaces itself and digs deeper into the deck to find the piece you need.
It's 0 energy investment, and then you get to look at 2 cards. You just get a filter and find more stuff that you want in your deck, essentially.
Yep. And then early game, if you don't draw the hand to go, aggro, you got this option to just fill your hand up, and it's really good against hand destruction to get your hand filled back up. And then I run 3 Self-Awakeners because you absolutely need to awaken as soon as possible with this.
You have to have a way to self-awaken if your opponent's not going to attack you.
Yep.
Because you have to be on your flip side.
Yes. This leader, yes, it can ramp, but basically, I chose this leader for the awakened side, not the unawakened side. And everybody should know what that does. I run super.
Blue Kaba.
My super combo is Zamasu, because with blue, I think that's the best blue Unison right now, or super combo.
Yep, it is.
And I run 3 of that can trigger off of Zamasu. You also have the apes that you can combo the ape and a blue card to get that out as well. And that's just a really good. I feel like that combo is really good in any blue deck.
It's good defensively or offensively.
Yeah.
Because offensively, you super combo tap down something, now you have a card that blocks twice. Offensively, you can super combo tap down a blocker.
Yeah.
And now you have 2 swings with it. So it's very
just
versatile.
And then obviously we run this negate. That is probably the only blue SCR that you run. I can't think of anything else.
There's only one other blue SCR. No one's running it right now.
Yeah.
Uben Goku, Seeds of the Future.
It's really good in this deck because this deck is more of a
6-3 good
mid-range. You're trying to go to the later game for the 5-drop ape because that's your main finisher is that 5-drop ape and your leader. Just really, I really like that.
It just buys you another turn if you need it.
And then the
it's
rest.
Like Nimbus on steroids.
I don't think this negate would not be good in most decks, but because this leader untaps 3, it makes this playable.
Yeah, because the main thing with ss3 is you're untapping 3 energy, and you want something to do with that 3 energy.
Yeah.
If you're still building a deck with all 5k combos and nothing to do with your untapped 3, then there's no point in even having untapped 3. Anyways, you want something to do with that energy you untap.
But I like it because it can bounce a 5-drop or less.
Yep.
So if you can awaken turn 2, which is what you're trying to do, then this becomes really relevant.
Yep. Seems really good.
And then I run one of this. I feel like you have, and I don't care what color you're running, you need to run one of these.
Yeah, because Cell Xeno exists.
Whether you're running red, you run the red one, just because of Cell Xeno. Cell Xeno will kill you easily if you don't have this in your drop. Because you're ripping 3 cards.
Yeah.
I think you draw enough cards that you can potentially survive Cell Xeno.
If Cell Xeno might be nice enough to put it in your drop for you too.
Yes.
So.
Which is even better. And then I run 4 of this. The reason I run, I'm not worried about the new card that hates blue, because it says choose. You don't have to turn back the energy.
Yep.
And you can still.
Still sparking for free, and with ss3, chances are since you restand 3 energy, you're just gonna have energy open to use it anyways, and don't have to worry about.
And the fact that you have the option to play it for free. If you're at 3 life and they're swinging with triple strike, it's well worth it, even if you don't untap the energy because they have that card out. I just feel like it's still good. And then I have a couple more of the cards that will help finish out games. I run 2 Beer King guy. Only because I feel like this is one of the best blue cards in the game right now.
Yeah, with green and red being really relevant.
Yes,
it's really good.
Especially at our locals.
Yeah.
At our locals, this card is better than a Booney.
Yep. But you still run a Booney. 2-2 split seems good.
And then I run one of each in my sideboard for the different matchups that you might see. You can pull one Booney out to put in a third one of that. I think you want to stay at 4 on your amount, no matter how you move it around. But I mean, they're both really good, but they're situational.
Yep.
So I run it at 2-2, just depend.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then you run another copy in your board in case you want 3 against certain matchups.
Yep. Because certain matchups, a Booney's better. Certain matchups, this is better. He is better against green and some of the yellow stuff.
Yeah. But probably mainly green and red. Where the
Yeah.
other one, where Obuni's better against blue and yellow.
Yes.
Yep. So that's the SS3 Bardock crew deck. So once again, like and subscribe. And if you have any ideas for the deck, go ahead and feel free to put them down in the comments. And that's all we got. Thanks. Bye.